The cost of living in Little Rock, Arkansas runs about 5% below the U.S. national average. But there are three hidden costs here that tend to blindside new families every single year when they move into our state. So before you take that job offer or you start packing, let's put the real 2026 numbers on the cost of living here in Little Rock, not a national index, but what a family would actually spend here month to month. So I'll walk you through five things: housing and what your money will really buy you, the utility bill that typically people don't budget for, your car costs, groceries, and taxes, and the one that Central Arkansas expense that catches transplants off guard that they don't think about. So stick around for number four, because that's the one that people email me that they've missed the most. So quick context, so you know I'm not reading off of a calculator. I'm Amanda Galbraith with Arkansas Property Management and Real Estate. I've lived here my whole life, sold homes across Central Arkansas for 16 plus years, and I manage well over 100 rental doors. So I see what people are actually paying to live here in our neighborhoods every single month, not just what they're paying to purchase their home. So if you like what you're seeing, we put this kind of content out regularly every week. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. All right, number one, housing. And this is where Little Rock most often wins the biggest. The typical home price here sits well below the national average. I mean, our current medium sales price here in Little Rock runs between $275 and $300. For a family coming from Dallas, Denver, Chicago, that's often the difference between a cramped starter home and a 4-bedroom home with a really nice yard. So when you buy, changes the math. In neighborhoods like the Heights and Hillcrest, you're paying for walkability, tree-lined streets, and some character. Out in West Little Rock near Chenal, you're paying for newer construction, newer neighborhoods, lots of swimming pools, top-rated schools, country clubs. Cross the river over to North Little Rock or head out to Maumelle, where I happen to live, and your dollar stretches even farther. The same short commute, nothing is more than about 20 minutes here. Keep that in mind, because housing is the first line of your budget. We're going to talk about the rest of those. So let's talk about item number two, which is summer utilities, the forgotten cost. So number two, this is the one people forget: summer utilities. Arkansas summers are hot. The actual air temperature here today was 103. And your July and August electric bills will be higher than you expect. Mine in my 2,500 square foot home, they run, $250, $275 a month. When you tour a home, ask the seller for the last 12 months of their utility bills. Get an average. A big, beautiful 2-story with lots of glass can cost real money to heat and cool. Those high ceilings are gorgeous, but it's more expensive. It's not a reason to avoid it. It's just a reason to set your budget before you make your offer. And a good agent will walk you through all of that. All right, cars and commute time. So number three, cars. Central Arkansas is built around driving. We do not have some kind of massive transit system. So you're going to need, most families here need 2 vehicles. So factor in gas, insurance, personal property taxes on your vehicles, and know you'll drive a bit more here than you would if you lived in a dense downtown major city. The upside is the commute is short. Getting from Maumelle into downtown Little Rock is, again, 20-ish minutes. That's a fraction of what people fight in Atlanta or Dallas. A real backup here might be 25 to 30, and we're all freaking out. Hold that thought, because it does tie right into our taxes, which is coming up a little bit later. So item 4, groceries and sales tax, the email one. So number 4, the one you email me about, groceries and everyday costs run just a little below the national average here. Not this huge gap, but watch the sales tax. The combined state and local tax in parts of Central Arkansas can be on the higher side in terms of a national average. So the combined sales tax rate in Little Rock sits right around 10%-ish. It won't break you on a gallon of milk, but the big stuff, when you talk about furniture for a bigger house, that can add up really quickly. And again, on your cars, you're going to pay personal property tax every single year. So build it into your budget so that it's not a surprise. So let's talk about item 5, which is property taxes and insurance. So with an honest drawback here, this is probably where we don't meet or exceed the national average. Number 5 is property taxes and insurance. And here's genuinely good news. Arkansas property taxes are some of the lowest in the country, but we do have several different taxes. So we've got state income tax, personal property tax. That keeps your monthly payment lower than a similar home maybe in Texas because our property taxes are lower. But now the honest drawback, because I promised you one. Homeowners insurance in Central Arkansas we get real storms, and premiums have climbed over the recent years. So we are seeing increases year over year at every level. So when you compare your Little Rock budget to where you live now, don't just compare the actual principal and interest on the mortgage. Compare the taxes and the insurance together, because that's where the pairing is where the real story tends to live. What nobody tells you. So here's what nobody tells you about the cost of living in Little Rock. The number that matters isn't that index number. It's the lifestyle it suddenly unlocks. Families move here and realize that they can cover a house, 2 cars, your kids' sports activities, and still save, and on an income that felt tight in these larger cities elsewhere. Little Rock isn't the cheapest city in America. It is not. It isn't, but it is. You get what you can feel the money here. So it's almost like getting a raise when you move here. So if you are, let's say, 30 to 90 days out from a move and you want some real numbers for your situation, what you're really going to pay every month, your budget, your must-haves, neighborhoods that fit your particular lifestyle, that's what we do here every week. So drop your target price in the comments, and I will tell and or show you what that will realistically buy you right here in Central Arkansas. Or make sure and go over to our website at ar-property.com and grab your free relocation guide. No pressure, no pitch, just a local who will shoot you straight. And if you're weighing specific suburbs, we've got videos on Bryant versus Benton, Maumelle versus Cabot, and I'll link it here for you so you can check those out. So remember, love where you live, and if you don't, make sure you call us. You're a Little Rock Realtor.